Alright, so we're going right
I wasn't ready. All right, we're back, guys. We've got Ginger-Shawn over here doing. Go ahead and introduce yourself, you fucking idiot.
What up, babies?
Okay.
I don't like your purple beanie, by the way.
Okay, cool. I don't like your fucking freckled skin. Even if it wasn't freckled, I wouldn't like it. I just don't like your whiteness. I'm
You're
offended
just a piece
by it.
of shit.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's grossly white.
Yeah. On to the homeowner of this studio, Julian, the Mexican over here.
What's going on?
Why'd you
guys?
change your shirt?
So I don't smell like fucking cigarettes.
That's a good point, actually.
You guys.
That's a good point. Okay, back with a new episode. This one's a little different. It's a new one for us that we've been talking about for a while, just amongst ourselves. A bit of a rabbit hole that we've been calling it, right? A little bit of a rabbit hole episode where we're going to be deep diving into some of the weirder facets of society, some of the things either maybe you have heard of or you haven't heard of, just going to kind of give you a deeper look into them. But before we do that, I have a little bit of an introduction that I want to do. In memorial of the late Kobe Bryant,
Oh yeah.
I want us to have a little bit of a shot competition
Oh, I'm down for that.
with this trash can over here. We got our paper balls.
Alright. Well, if we're gonna do this, we gotta do it official. We gotta make this.
Oh, we got to do it official.
There you go. So it's level. That looks pretty level.
Oh, this is definitely official.
Oh yeah.
There's no telling that it's not.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, shit.
So go ahead and
We'll start with Sean first.
I got a couple of concerns with that, Sean. I don't think that's regulation. That ball you just made.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna need you to start over again.
It looks deflated.
It looks a little privileged.
I can see it now that it's up in the light.
All right.
2020, we won't say who.
I feel like we all have to go at the same time. So how about actually, since we have a guest in the studio right now, my girlfriend Vanexi is here. So how about you give us the go ahead? How about maybe a countdown or something?
Okay. All right. 3,
For Black Mamba.
2, 1.
Kobe.
Wait, hold on, man.
Nobody makes it. And that's for you, Kobe.
I feel like if I was a little bit more prepared, I would have made it.
Okay, see, I told you guys this was
Oh,
gonna be a
yeah.
good intro.
I make that one.
Oh, when it's no
Alright,
pressure.
congrats,
When it's no
yeah.
pressure, you can do it. Yeah, well, I bet
Ooh,
Shaq
you
can
need
make
3.
free throws when he's practicing.
Probably. And that's what separates us from Black Mamba. That right there.
All right, and now before we get into the rabbit hole portion of this episode, me and Sean have a little bit of a disagreement that we need to finish this shit out.
They're trying to figure out who's going to be top and who's going to be bottom.
This is honestly, this is the breaking point of our relationship. Our friendship it's in jeopardy because of this.
I came prepared.
He came prepared.
For this.
I did not come prepared. I didn't prepare anything for this. I'm going right off the top of my head. Okay. This all started a couple of days ago when I bearded Sean, Brown Sean, Jew Sean, Puerto Rican Sean, Better Sean, 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 Original Sean,
Which is fake Sean.
Older Sean. I shared something on
You're older, but I'm wiser.
Facebook.
You're whiter.
Something on Facebook. It was a meme that was like something along the lines of basically just that Chipotle was trash.
I think I might have seen that.
And I wholeheartedly stand by it. And Sean vehemently disagrees with me. He apparently loves Chipotle.
100%.
His white
You're
people
wrong.
taste buds. Okay, cool. I guess we can go ahead and give me your argument.
Alright. So, first of all,
You're wrong.
why the fuck would you hate Chipotle? You go to Chipotle. This is his argument. He's like, oh, it's the same 2 things on the menu.
It's not my
First of
argument.
all,
It's
this.
not my argument.
What did you say? What did you
Well,
say?
no, continue your
No,
thing.
literally what you
Say
said
your
to me
whole
on the
thing.
phone. Because
That's
I
not
called
what
you.
said.
Really?
So I'm
It's
here to
not.
mediate this.
What
I have
you
no
said
idea what's
was-
going on here.
It's the same shit in the entire menu.
Okay, that's what I said. I
So
didn't say it was
I
2
said-
things.
You can get a bowl. In the bowl, you can literally get unlimited. Like you get
This is what I
steak.
said. This
You
is
can
what
get-
I said.
vegetables. You can get chicken. You can get beef. You can get stuff, and then you can get the vegetables as well. Like I'm talking about, like the if you want to get lettuce, if
Right.
you want to get
Go on. I know the
tomato,
menu.
If you want to get
I know the
sour
fucking
cream,
ingredient.
cheese.
Is this sponsored by Chipotle right now? You're like, you can get all this shit.
Please sponsor me.
Yeah,
Please.
Chipotle sponsor. Don't even sponsor the show. Just sponsor this kid's life.
But what I'm saying is, you act like you can't get anything at Chipotle.
That's not what I said. What I
Please
said
tell
was,
me. Please fucking tell me what you said about Chipotle.
I said this
Because
is
you
exactly
talk a
what
lot
I-
of shit,
This is exactly
but you
what
don't own
I
up
said.
to anything about Chipotle.
I was like, okay, you go into Chipotle, you
Right.
get a burrito. It's an unseasoned, like it's just meat that's been sitting in vats for hours
You're a
that
whore.
they don't season. I literally said it's the Subway of burritos.
They don't sit for hours. They literally check
Okay,
the
so I'm gonna
temperature.
try to
E.
make-
coli. E. coli. You're gonna tell me?
That's authentic then. That's authentic.
Yeah.
No, so I'm gonna chime in a little bit.
Wait. I gotta finish because he said this one
No,
thing. I
please
didn't
go
say.
ahead.
So
Go
he's
ahead.
like, you said he was like, I was like, so it's just that. That's it. That's the burritos. There's no seasoning. It's not. It doesn't. It tastes like shit. I'm like, if I want a good burrito, I'd go to an actual like place that gives me a good burrito where they season the meat and shit. Shit, I like Taco Bell burritos better than I like Chipotle. Chipotle just gives you a lot. But basically, he was like, well then you could just get a bowl instead and get like this and that. And I'm like, it's the same ingredients. That's like saying, oh, you could put a fucking what's it called? You could take the cereal and put it in a bowl and get some milk and eat it like that, or you could put it between two slices of bread and get some milk and eat it like it's the same fucking thing. There's no different ingredients in the bowls.
No, I see what you're saying on that, but so I'm gonna chime in on the whole situation. I personally like Chipotle. Like,
Okay, that's what
All
we're
right.
talking about.
But you know what? But let me tell
But
you
am I
why.
wrong though?
Okay, so yes and no. As far as what it is, like the fat, like is getting like that amount of food, and I personally don't think it tastes bad, but I usually have the munchies as well, so that does play a factor. But the convenience factor of like if you were to get like an actual like a Mexican style burrito like that, like at a restaurant, you got to go in, you got to sit down, you got to do the whole fucking restaurant thing. Not there. You fucking walk in, get your shit, order online, grab what you go, or grab it and go, and you're fucking good to
I don't
go.
know, cause my experience with like getting burritos, like even if I go to like a more authentic place, like not let's say it's not the most wetback restaurant I've been into
Right.
ever, but like it's definitely like more.
He is Spanish, by the way, saying
Hispanic.
this.
Yeah.
We don't want to get sued.
I'm Puerto Rican. Oh, I can say
We'll have
that.
Little disclaimers like at the bottom. And by the way, he is Puerto Rican.
That's why we need a video.
No, the Mexican community comes for me.
Yeah, off with his head.
What's it called? But like I've been to places where it's like really good, like burritos and stuff like that, you know. And like it'll probably take like for the same size burrito that like has just about the same amount of stuff, way more flavor, and it'll probably take like an extra 2 to 3 minutes for me to get that, like versus like the Chipotle one, because like I'll put my order, because I have a place that I go to specifically when I want like really good burritos.
Yeah.
And like when I go there and I get one, it's like done, like that and done.
Okay, so to add on or piggyback onto what I was saying, when you go there, I'm not expecting real authentic burritos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I know what I'm getting,
but that's
for
what I'm
for what
saying.
I'm getting, I like it.
Exactly.
I think, but for
exactly.
what you're
No,
getting,
exactly.
it's a great price.
That's
It's
fine.
good
But that's
quality
like what
for
people
everything
say-
you're paying for.
But that's exactly what I'd say about Little Caesars. I'm like, for the price,
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
good.
Yeah,
and I say the
100%.
same thing about Chipotle. But that's the thing is like I'm just like I can get a burrito for about the same price in the same amount of time that tastes better and has about the same amount of quality, like in terms of how many ingredients are in it. So like I'd rather just go get that burrito
And-
because.
I mean, me personally, I don't.
But
I don't have
Chipotle's
that
just more
luxury
readily
now.
available for people.
Well, yeah, that's what it is.
So
and
it's
that's
like,
what the
and I
convenience
totally
factor
get
is.
that. I totally get that.
I just
But-
want to throw out 75
Oh,
of the
here we go.
restaurants are equipped with solar panels, which generate 500 kilowatts of
Shut the fuck
electricity.
What the fuck?
This guy's a piece of
All
shit.
I just want to click. All cases of E. coli had no clarity that they came from Chipotle.
The
was
music
actually
you
the
hear in
dirty
each
Mexican
restaurant
that we
has
think
been
all the
cultivated by
artists before.
DJ Christopher Golem.
Jesus Christ.
This is fucking killing me. Ellie Goulding, like did the playlist for fucking Chipotle.
The minimalist, raw look of the first restaurant was due to having to create it on a budget.
Your voice just gets sexier and sexier.
Yeah, you should do romance novels.
McDonald's was an investor in the company before.
So was that what the argument was
Divesting.
then?
Yeah, well, because my whole thing is like, I don't like it. I get why people like it, really, because it's readily available.
But why
to them.
don't you like it?
It doesn't taste very
like
good.
A few days ago, I
But
like
what?
it.
What are you comparing it to? A real like a real
Well,
restaurant?
No,
I
I'm just
wanna-
comparing it to burritos,
What I
man.
want to know is why Ginger-Shawn is getting so offended. Like you just fucking said,
Like I fucked
so-
his wife or something.
Exactly.
He's just like, why
I
don't you
think
want to fuck my
he really
wife? You
does
don't like her
have-
pussy?
He's got stock in fucking.
Listen, you're like, I come in that girl every
Was this
day.
the other
You would
guns?
love to come in her.
Is that what it is? You got stock in him?
Yeah, he's got
It's
Chipotle
just like
stock.
it's good price. It's good
I'm
quality
not
for what
disagreeing.
you pay.
I'm not
Obviously,
disagreeing
you're
with
not
any
sitting
of that.
down at an actual restaurant. You're sitting. It's like a fast food place, but it's really good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like
Like that's what I
you're the
just
first-
said.
Like, how can you hate that? But like Taco Bell, does that make any fucking sense?
Taco Bell has better seasoning in their food.
But it's less quality than Chipotle.
I wouldn't say that, no.
Really?
Yeah,
You would say
I
that
wouldn't say
Chipotle
that.
is
I'd
lesser
say they're
quality
probably
than Taco
about
Bell.
around the same. Like I wouldn't say it's less quality than Chipotle.
What's your take
Chipotle's
on
got
this?
bad quality food. What do
I
you...
would probably say that Taco Bell probably has less quality as far as food goes.
That's what I'm
But
exactly.
I don't know.
I personally don't mind. Like if like someone said like let's get what do you want, Chipotle or Taco Bell right now? It'd be kind of a toss up. Like I don't have like one that's better than others. Like
I totally go to Taco Bell.
they
for that.
like for me they're like similar as like you know what you're getting.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as that goes, so it's like you're gonna
Exactly.
get fucking cheap food, a lot of it, and you're probably gonna have fucking
You know what
gonorrhea,
you're
or not
getting.
gonorrhea, E. coli.
Gonorrhea
Yeah, you're
from-
getting E. coli, that's for sure.
But I mean that's just part of the fun. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
that's what you
You're
get for
rolling the
$1.
dice, man.
Well, how can you
Yeah,
You're
say-
going there for a
nachos.
gamble. That's what you're doing. A lot of gamblers in Chipotle. That's
How
what
can you
do you have an
say-
addiction, Sean? Do we need to take you
How
somewhere?
can you say that Taco Bell is better quality than Chipotle? That doesn't make any sense.
I'll say in terms of flavor, yeah, I think it does because I could bite into a Chipotle burrito and taste nothing.
You
Yeah,
get
but
the- you
McDonald's
get the
tastes
hot
so good,
sauce.
but doesn't mean the quality is good.
What? You
Yeah.
both talked at the same time. I don't know what the hell you said.
McDonald's tastes good, but
Well,
it doesn't
don't
mean
bring
that the
McDonald's
quality
in
is
this.
good.
McDonald's has nothing to do with this right now.
McDonald's tastes good, but it doesn't mean it what?
That the quality is good. That's pretty much what you're saying about Taco Bell / Chipotle.
No, I mean that's two different things. Like, am I
No.
talking about taste or quality, one or the other? I mean,
No, but we're talking about the quality. You're
Okay.
talking about the taste. You're talking about the seasoning tastes better.
no,
for-
I already said that I think the quality's about the same in my opinion. Like I said, Chipotle is the Subway of burritos.
I like
It's
Subway,
food,
too.
yeah, and that's fine. But like, if you
You're
compared
not
it,
R-worded or
if you
anything,
compared it to going to like a sandwich shop, like a real
Yeah.
sandwich, it's not the same thing.
No,
But you know that.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you already know, like, if you're going to Chipotle, you're not getting, like, a fucking, like, the most delicious burrito. Just like when you go to Little Caesars, you're not getting a great pizza. You're
Yeah.
getting an affordable pizza with, like, okay ingredients
It
at a
tastes
reasonable
alright,
price. And you're just like, yeah, this makes sense for what I paid for it.
Exactly.
And that's what I feel about Chipotle. I get it, and I'm like, yeah, this makes sense for what I paid for it. But I know places where I could pay relatively the same amount, get the same size burrito that tastes much better. And I'm not speaking specifically about Taco Bell. I just use that as an example. Like, the place I go to for my burritos isn't Taco Bell. I'll eat at Taco Bell, but if I want a really good burrito, it's not going to come from there.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hungry now. I kind of want your
No, because I passed the Taco Bell coming here. I really want Taco Bell.
Okay.
So that's the argument then. So I'm gonna have to. I don't really agree with either one. Well, like a little bit of both, but like I understand like where
No, I
you're
totally
coming
get
from, where it's like it's not like the best quality stuff, but you know what you're getting when you
Yeah.
get there. And I don't know why you love it so much.
I just
You-
don't.
I
you
just-
just
I
I
feel
just
like
don't get people
you
who
were
eat
way-
its ass. Like,
you were
I
way
feel,
too against it, though.
No,
Like, you're way
I-
too negative about
You're way
Chipotle.
too for it. Yeah, you're over here stroking your cock to like facts about Chipotle on your phone. Like, the restaurant
75%
was
of the
designed
handles.
by this fucking
And
guy.
I would, because I had Chipotle today as well, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
you
Taco
put your
Bell.
dick in the burrito and then finish it.
And I would
Yeah, you fucking would. Yeah,
I would.
exactly.
It's a special-
sponsor us, please.
Yeah.
I'm begging you.
After they hear me talking about this shit,
Oh,
E.
bro, I
coli.
look at this fucking Google Sean, they're like, yeah, bro, we're good. Look at this fucking pervert. He's definitely a pedophile.
I love fucking Chipotle to sponsor us. I'll just talk shit on them while they sponsor us.
That'd be perfect.
Little
Uh,
Caesars.
What's up?
Um,
What's up?
Do you want to get into the rabbit hole situation now?
Yeah,
you
fuck
wanna-
it. Let's go ahead and
You
start
can
doing
go ahead and
that.
go first. if
So
you
I'm
want.
gonna kind of just explain it a little bit more. I
Oh,
guess.
go for it for sure.
So we like behind the scenes, we've been talking about like certain things that we could start doing, monthly or bi-weekly or something like that, where it's just a running thing we continuously do. And I had thought of this idea of going down a rabbit hole. Everyone's done that shit. You go on YouTube, you're looking up some random shit, and an hour or two passes, and you're on some weird random shit that has nothing to do with the original video you watched, and you just gone down this crazy rabbit hole. So I was thinking, why not us three come up with, different topics and see where the rabbit hole takes us. So that's essentially what this is going to be about. It's just each one of us had come up with some topics. We didn't really discuss too much about, to each other at least, about what the topics were.
Yeah.
But we just kind of just went down a little rabbit hole, and we're just gonna see where it went.
It's gonna be like that scene from The Matrix where Neo has to choose between the red or the blue pill.
Basically.
So we're just gonna sit here and take some pills, and you guys are gonna listen to what happens to us.
Bombs away.
Imagine if that's what this episode
Oh
was.
my God.
We're like, we just got these pills off the dark web. We've got a bag of pills.
Shake them up real good.
And we're just like, some are uppers, some are downers.
We're gonna take 2 pills.
We're gonna take uppers the down way and downers the up way.
We're gonna take
Only
the
one.
Taco Bell pill or the Chipotle pill.
Oh my God.
I'll take the kill myself pill.
Which one? Okay, first
Jeffrey.
before we get into this,
What?
obviously I would pick the Chipotle. You'd pick Taco
Taco
Bell.
Bell, yeah.
What would you pick?
Well, also, there's more options at Taco Bell. Like, if I had to pick one for the rest of my life,
If I had to pick one for the rest of my life, I would go Taco Bell just for the fact of all the options.
you get fucking tired of Chipotle after like a week.
But, like,
even if
we're
you
talking
like it,
about
you
just,
get
like,
you get
Even if
tired
you
of
like
Taco
it.
Bell.
No, but I
after
mean,
a
it takes
while,
you
but
much
there's so
longer.
many different combos.
Yeah.
Fucking you can get order like a number 32
Mhm.
at Taco Bell.
There's so much shit there.
But yeah, no, I definitely if it's just like short term thing where it's either like right now, what do you want, Taco Bell or this? I'll go Chipotle over that.
Still too.
Probably like 8 out of 10 times. But if it was for longevity, I'll go Taco Bell.
It's like apparently I think there was like they did a study or something like that. Like they polled people and they asked them which they preferred better, like Coke or Pepsi.
Oh yeah.
And more people said Coke at first, like for initial taste. But then they said, like more people would say for long term, they prefer Pepsi because I guess Pepsi uses less sugar. And after a while, people kind of get sick of like the sugary aspect of like how Coke is just like, oh my God, it's overpowering. Which I don't know what kind of white people were getting overpowered by fucking Coca-Cola. Your people are so weak when it comes to shit like that. It's like, oh, this is spicy soda.
Spicy fucking mayonnaise.
What's it called? So if you want to go ahead and get into your rabbit hole topic, and then
Yeah, so basically
we'll transition into the fact that Sean didn't fucking do one.
because he's a piece of fucking ginger
I'm
shit.
sorry, it's not like I
Don't
have a
be
lot of
sorry.
shit going on in my life.
Oh my
Nah.
God! Quit your job, stop acting, leave your girlfriend behind.
Dude,
for
everything
your
is more
other
important
girlfriend.
than this podcast. This is the least of my concern.
Apparently.
We haven't even uploaded one thing yet.
I know, that's the best part. We're never going to.
When am I?
It's actually never even
Callie's
recording.
gonna be our one fan.
The mic's not even plugged in. I don't know what this is actually on the screen.
I love how you're just like, it's like audio track from something else like playing in the background.
Just
That's so
looping.
funny.
Just looping.
Yeah. You're like,
Oh.
I noticed it hasn't been moving at all. It's weird.
Don't worry about that. Just go with it. No, so basically,
Who are you guys?
Yeah.
we are Alvin and the Chipmunks.
All right.
So yeah, my rabbit hole topic, the one I started off with, was the strange one. It was I guess it's called the stoned ape theory, if we want to get technical. And essentially, what it is this one dude, I can't remember his fucking name. He said my life. There's a bunch of fucking crazy scientist names, but him and a bunch of other people have this theory that basically like early humans, like Neanderthals and shit, basically started
Is that
eating.
the scientific term? And shit.
And shit, yeah. Yeah, it is. I looked it up. Don't
Early
worry.
humans and their shit.
And their shit. They started eating like mushrooms, and it's they started getting like on these psychedelic trips and stuff, and it opened and expanded their mind in a way, and eventually started getting them to think differently. They started hunting differently and stuff like that. And basically what they're saying is they basically
Fucking differently.
started. No, for real, it actually did. That's
like-
one of the things they said.
Clapping cheeks so
All day.
hard.
And
There
they
was a mass
basically-
extinction, and it was just fucking Neanderthals on mushrooms fucking each other to death. That's where it came
Asteroids
from.
coming down this, and they're just fucking going ham.
Somebody
like-
fucked that asteroid.
It sounds like Vikings though. I feel like they did that shit all the time.
Vikings did do mushrooms. Like
Yeah.
They did like I think what they called it was like a berserk mushroom. I don't know what the actual word for it was, but it was like something that like numbed their senses and sent them into crazy rages. And it would take them like before battle to make them fucking like seem like they had the strength of like multiple men. They were just taking like hallucinogens and drugs to
And fucking tripping and just going out in the war.
going
fucking shit
crazy and taking heads like motherfuckers.
Did you
Yeah.
learn this watching Berserker?
Berserk.
You mean
Oh, no.
Berserk?
No, what's the show called?
You're thinking of Vinland Saga.
Vinland. I'm
No, I already knew that,
Oh,
but they do that.
He's R-worded.
What if every time we say like the R word, you either take a shot or we had to like
What's
shoot?
wrong with it? What's wrong with the
like
R
Kobe?
word?
We can't say the R word anymore.
Why?
I mean, you can say retarded, but
Why can't you say it?
Now I can't get a gig.
Oh yeah, because he's an actor.
All your jobs lined up right now. I love it. If you go into your email right now and they're like, "We're done with you," like you got like 50 emails and they're like, "We're dropping you."
Well, no, my first job is trying to pretend to be your friend. It's the hardest
And you've
job
been
I've ever
failing
had.
at it for years now.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh,
It's the hardest gig I've ever had.
what's it called? Okay, continue with.
Oh yeah. So anyways, it basically was like it jump started humans and like their fucking brain size grew like exponentially. It was just crazy, and that's basically what I started off looking at. So the first couple videos I started watching was just a lot of like these like scientists and shit giving like conferences and just like talking about their theory and stuff. And then I started watching a couple of those and started diving in a little bit more. And I got into some weird like psychedelic stuff, like taking different psychedelics and the stuff you can do as far as like unlocking like your third eye and all that crazy shit. So I was like, all right, watch a couple of those videos, and then I looped back to basically the conference videos again. So I clicked on that, and I got bored of that. Went on to the next one.
By third eye, does that also include your brown eye?
I was gonna say the whispering.
Whispering.
I love that fucking movie, dude.
Dude.
It's like, it means vagina. It means vagina.
That's an underrated movie for sure.
So good.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, you're a piece of shit. So.
Yeah, you unsubscribe. You're not even listening right now. No one is.
You have a whispering eye.
But something I did notice.
You got a hair in your whispering eye.
And I don't know if it was just for the factor of the topic that I was looking up.
Right.
But a lot of my rabbit holes always ended up on a Joe Rogan podcast. Like, not even lying. Like,
I thought he was going to say
90%.
Pornhub. He's like, they always wind up here. I don't know
why.
why.
No,
That's
that
how my
was-
rabbit hole
It's
starts.
research, guys. Take your pants off.
Okay,
Ollie, I'm researching in here.
I'm starting to interrupt, but isn't technically porn a rabbit hole? Because
I mean, you can go down a rabbit hole watching.
No, but
I bet
think
if you
about-
typed rabbit hole into Pornhub, some
No,
stuff
but
would
think
come
about
up.
it. You start at Pornhub. You don't really have anything in mind. You're looking at all the videos.
Actually, I
Look
like
at this video.
where he's headed with this.
You look at one video. You're like, you know what? I want something like this. Then you look at that video. You're like, no. They don't do the right position. So let's go like this. So you look at all the related videos, and then you look at that,
This is a good point.
and
actually.
then you look at the comments, and then even they post links
This is
to
true.
all their videos. So sometimes you click on their videos and you read the comments, and they'll have the full video. And then because of the full video, you look at the related
Dude,
videos.
porn comments are the best comments
Yes,
on the
they are.
internet. I love
No,
porn
you definitely
comments.
go down a rabbit hole.
You're totally right, because you can spend hours looking for one video that's
have-
like 3 minutes long or like 60
Dude, isn't that
seconds.
the best when you do that for like the longest time, trying to find like a video you watched when you were in high school?
Yes.
You finally
As I
fucking
look
find
over
it.
at my girlfriend sitting on the couch smiling at us.
It took me 3 weeks to find one porn star, and I finally found her the other day. Just wanted to
Lay
say.
the name on us. Don't leave us waiting.
Zaya Cassidy.
No idea.
No,
I don't.
yeah.
I watch amateur. I don't do like the whole porn star stuff.
I'm 50-50.
I like it to be like real. Like,
And he likes
real.
like sometimes it's just straight hardcore gay porn. Sometimes it's
Yeah,
not.
sometimes it's just guys.
Nothing wrong with
Sometimes I
that.
just like a bunch of guys. See somebody get
I think
spit
it's called a
roasted.
gaggle.
Just see them get spit roasted.
See, I did my research. I've been doing it since I was a kid.
Yeah. You really were on top of this. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love that. I love the what's it called? The fucking parody porns and stuff like that. Those are the great. They're
Or the ads that always pop up and it's like some random cartoon porn. It's like having like
Best.
Lois getting
That's the
railed
best.
by like a
Chris.
cat dog. It's like what the fuck is going on
it's like
here?
it's always so funny. It's like Rick and Morty or SpongeBob or
Whatever's
something.
like popular.
Yeah.
The one that's always.
How did we get on porn?
I mean, isn't it ultimately everything just leads to
Yeah, you were
sex,
talking
I
about
guess?
how it led you to the Joe Rogan podcast, and then Sean was like, "Oh, Joe Rogan," and that made him thinking about stroking his dick
course.
immediately
I mean,
somehow.
I mean,
does
you
kinda
wouldn't.
look like
That's
Joe
really
Rogan?
interesting. Have you ever tried MDMT?
Have you ever tried DMT? Cool.
Well, Foster's Home for Imaginary friends.
Well,
I think we talked about that
Yeah,
last time. You were like, "I saw a video," and I was like, "I've seen that video too." Like,
Blue and the girl.
I remember
What's her
clicking on
name?
it, Frankie. I remember clicking on it because I was like, I was
There's
like,
certain
I
things
have
that
to.
you see that you
I
have
yeah,
to,
you
like,
have
not
to.
just 'cause you
I feel
wanna
like I've
watch
seen
it.
almost every cartoon parody porn because I'm just like, I have to watch this. Not even to jerk off because it's not like appealing to me, but it's just like I have to see this.
But you know why I've watched all them?
Yeah, oh, we know
Fucking
why.
sick.
Well, no, to see the animation. Because sometimes it's like.
To finish to it.
Do you ever watch like
Your
like,
mom
one of those
undressing? Yes, I've seen your mom naked
Couple
many
times.
times.
I've actually never
I
watched
hate your
cartoon
fucking
porn.
purple beanie so much, dude.
I don't mind it. It kind of reminds me of like Crown Royal.
So Teddy Fresh, boys.
It's like you're trying to be in Saints Row,
Teddy
but it's
Fresh.
just not working.
Oh shit! I can see that though.
Saints Row.
That's
You look
all
like you're late for a clan meeting. Fuck out of here. Look at this guy. You look like you gotta go light a fucking thing on someone's lawn.
Yeah, you.
Get out of town,
You
you,
in that fucking
fucking
beanie you're
coloreds.
wearing.
You're like gonna yell at my fucking window at my apartment complex. There's like so many black people there. That you're gonna get the shit beat out of you.
Is that a problem? Do you have an issue?
With blacks?
Depending. No.
Oh my god.
No. Fucking. I gotta tell you.
By the
most
way,
fucking-
I'm not a part of this.
You're joking, piece of shit. You don't have to like innocently tell them like you're the saint. If they look you up, bro, they're gonna see.
I love when
your
we do
face.
post all this. All of our black friends are gonna fucking die at these jokes too.
Well, yeah, we'll get-
Whenever
those
we're on
fucking
like, whenever
jokes
we're
and
playing
funny.
games or anything, I'm always just like being the most overtly fake racist because I know it cracks them up so hard. Whenever we play video
Well, that's the
games.
difference between us though. We're joking with Sean. Ginger-Shawn says
Oh
that
yeah,
he's
when he
fucking
gets
dumb.
into he comes out of the pocket, man, with this shit.
He's got some pretty.
I can
fucking-
only imagine the things you say in your sleep, the hate you spew.
Oh my god.
He's just like, just fun. Get out of my country.
Clinton 2020.
Okay, continue.
2020.
Continue your thing. Yeah, right.
I can't be biased.
Oh.
So I'm just-
So yeah, so basically like I just kept going down the rabbit hole and most of it was, you know, just stuff to do with the psychedelics and all that. But it ultimately always ended up on a fucking Joe Rogan podcast. So I don't know. I'm gonna kind of test this theory again. We're gonna definitely like do this again, and I want to see if like it continues to do that or if it just maybe like happened to be like a weird topic that he's talked about, you know, on different podcasts, and that's why. But I don't know, I just thought it was funny that like it always ended up on a.
I
fucking
mean, that's
Rogan
pretty
podcast.
interesting.
Yeah.
Did you watch one or no?
I would start watching them and I'm like, God damn it! Like, stop, go! Like, you've already seen this podcast.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah,
get out
yeah.
of this is
I
a
get
3-hour
into
podcast.
I get pulled into that all the time, dude. I'll just like rewatch something. Was that the whole thing?
Yeah, basically. I mean,
Okay.
I didn't really learn too. I mean, I learned.
I got a whole thing for you guys.
Oh,
I got a
Jesus.
whole thing for you guys. All right, I've got notes.
Oh shit! I should have took better notes.
Look at this.
Why is it all in Arabic? Allah Akbar. What?
72 versions? What are
Okay,
you-
my rabbit hole. Her name's Christine. No, I'm just kidding.
He actually started fucking a real
Krista.
rabbit.
All right. So I know that both of you, based on when I asked you, neither of you are familiar with the movement known as QAnon.
God, dude.
Oh, was it one of those
The fuck is
alphabet
this?
things?
All right. QAnon is a far right conservative movement that's come out of like the Trump administration,
Oh,
basically.
Jesus.
And it is a very interesting conspiracy like
He's
thing.
been waiting to show me this.
So
Ginger-Shawn's the biggest Trump
it
supporter.
originated in 2017 on 4chan when a user using the username Q Clearance Patriot was making posts like regarding like JFK and an upcoming, you know, so and so about. It's essentially about there's an idea that
I'm an independent.
like Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama and like John McCain, all of these people are staging some type of democratic coup to usurp like Trump from power and take over America. And Trump is actually a part of QAnon, which is supposedly led by about 10 people or less. And
The owl people.
they're like the people running like our government really. And Trump is like the leader or like the savior of this group or something like that.
So he's like the Jesus of
He's
politics.
in their mind, he totally is. And Obama and Hillary are literally the devil. In fact, one of the beliefs of QAnon is that Hillary and Obama are both possessed by demons. so
we talking like our typical demons, or are these some like big hell ones?
so apparently, Trump's Russia collusion and the Mueller investigation was all a front that he set up to kind of distract the coup that was being staged by the evil like Democrats or whatever. That was a distraction to get Mueller on his side so that they could then do a reverse coup and then take out Obama and Hillary and them. And basically there's so much the reason why I love this so much, for one thing, nearly every conspiracy theory in America relates to it in some way. These people are so ridiculous that they've built entire maps that link like the ideas of QAnon to like JFK, the Illuminati, Freemasons, all of these different things, and it all comes back around to the Trump administration and how Trump is going to be the savior of us all. And
actually, I think I've read something about like. Okay, I'm gonna let you continue. I don't want to interrupt too much, but I think I remember reading something about Trump's like one of his old relatives being in charge of some crazy shit.
Oh, well, that makes sense. I mean, a lot of the rich, like, older people were a part of, like, you know, those, like...
secret societies, or not societies, but secret.
What's it called? My dad told me that his dad was a Freemason. Yeah, a lot of people.
Well, see, that one's a little bit different, but I think, like Freemason, that's like a real thing, like... That's not like what people think of. It's not Illuminati.
Yeah,
it's something different.
No, for sure. So there's a lot of little pieces that... And it's also what's it called? It's very fragmented, which makes it even funnier because there are some thoughts and ideas that some members of this group agree are real and others that completely denounce them. So it's a super fragmented group of people that definitely believe one thing, but they can never agree on everything. So when I go looking through the forums, it's just all of them like really trying to one up each other about how much crazy nonsense they believe in. And they're like, wow. And they'll start agreeing with each other. They'll be like, can you believe this guy up here? He's fucking insane. And I'm just cracking up. I literally was scrolling through, and then they'd get into fights, and he'd be like, what kind of lunatic would believe this? And then the other guy would be like, yeah, what a fucking psycho. Not like with the whole JFK Jr. being alive and actually being QAnon. And I'm like, wait, what? What the fuck? What are you guys talking about?
They'll say somebody's psycho, but...
Yeah, but then they'll say something fucking crazy too. And then someone will be like, yeah, I totally believe that. And then someone else will come in and be like, who are you to say this? You're insane. And then they'll start talking about dinosaurs or something. It's crazy. Some of them believe in flat Earth, other ones don't. It's crazy. So some of the popular and like unrelated things that a lot of them go off about. One of the things that most of them
is on Reddit or
everywhere. There's forums. Look up videos of the Trump rallies. You'll see people wearing Q shirts or like QAnon shirts. That's them. Okay, pull up a video. Make sure you don't play the audio, but pull up a video. Just type Trump rally Q.
Oh, I forgot. You guys can actually see everything?
Yeah, if you go to...
Trump rally...
Actually, go to Google Chrome. Safari sucks ass.
Type in Trump rally, then the letter Q, space, A-N-O-N. QAnon.
There you go. No, not Pornhub. What the fuck are you doing, Sean?
What is this?
Do not put fucking gay porn on there. If you crash the computer, I'm gonna fucking fight you. Oh, this piece of shit.
Oh my god.
What do I look up?
Trump rally QAnon. So it'll be the letter Q, space, A-N-O-N.
You type pretty well.
Alright, now just look for videos and just like...
You
or
probably
or
should just-
pictures. You can look up pictures. I mean, that'll be easier. That way we don't have to like.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go back. Just go to a picture. Go to images. You'll see them like they're holding
Dude, I'm gonna give
signs.
your computer a virus.
Look. We are Q. We are Q. We are Q. People holding giant Qs. People wearing shirts, wearing hats, wearing all this stuff. White House dodges QAnon questions as conspiracy theory hits mainstream.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck.
I think it's fucking dope now that we can have this dumbass pull shit up on
Oh,
the
it's so.
computer. Oh shit! Make sure nothing plays though.
Yeah,
We'll
that's why.
exit out
Just
of
go to
that.
the pictures. Don't bother with any of this.
Yeah, I'm not that fucking retarded.
Which you are.
Oh shit, it's
Mm.
actually playing something. Yeah.
I told you. If they're blurring that bitch's face out, then definitely
All
not.
right. So basically, this is it. This is all the stuff. Like we are Q.
So has Trump said anything about or
He
acknowledged
has
it?
not acknowledged or anything like that, but
But-
they believe that he's definitely like not only the leader and a part of the group, but like obviously the one pulling the strings mostly.
Right.
And their proof is that some of the things that he's tweeted and said, and done.
Fuck the Mexicans.
He once tweeted a tweet where 3 of the words were capitalized in the tweet. The words roaring, great, and reviews were all capitalized. Now, apparently, I don't know how you figured this out, but what was said was, if you look up the numerical values of those words, they come to the number 17. What is 17? Q is the 17th letter in the alphabet. So, Q being the 17th letter in the alphabet, that led people to be like, oh, he's definitely in on this shit with us, man.
I feel like if you reach far enough with anything,
Oh,
you fucking.
that's the whole point of conspiracy
yeah.
theories. If you reach far enough, you can find, like, that's the whole
Just,
concept.
who the fuck has time to research any of this?
My dad does.
Yeah.
He does. I
These are
don't
the
think he
ones that
believes
fucking
this.
eat Doritos and
But
Mountain
my
Dew
dad
all
is
day.
totally on conspiracy shit, like to that level where
Well,
he reaches so far.
I'm into some conspiracies, but not like at a level like where I'm arguing on fucking forums and shit.
I gotta list off to you all the
You can
crazy
exit out of
shit they
that.
believe, though. Okay, so they believe that Kim Jong-un, the dictator of North Korea, is a CIA puppet.
I mean, he is a puppet. You motherfucker, stop fucking.
Oh
fucking
my
it.
god, dude, my girlfriend is right here.
I think
You
it
just
does
pulled
give
up gay porn.
I didn't think Google Images would actually show that.
Yes, of
Google
course it
fucking
would.
images. What do you
Why
think
wouldn't it
it's gonna
show
say when
that?
you look up gay porn?
Because I've never looked up that on Google Images.
Don't fucking lie. You were here like 30 minutes late.
I'm
baby.
sorry.
It was just a bunch of dudes butt fucking each other.
I didn't think it was gonna show up on
Like,
Google
I literally
Images.
saw a guy stroking his cock with another guy and him.
You
I was
liked
just
it,
shocked.
but I didn't think it was gonna show. My
Yeah,
bad.
let's go back at least. Let's finish off, all of us.
Fucking piece
Everybody
of shit.
assume the position. Get into a circle jerk real quick.
We're gonna have to fucking provoke his or
Okay.
get rid of his internet privileges.
One of the theories is that Q. So most people agree that Q isn't a person; it's a group. Some people believe that Q is a person. Some actually believe that Q is JFK Jr.
Okay.
And their reasoning and proof behind that is because JFK's grave supposedly to them looks like a Q.
Like the grave. Pull up JFK's grave. I want to see this fucking Q.
I didn't even bother looking this up. It just sounded goofy as hell to me.
Yeah, go to images. Oh,
Is
man.
that it?
I don't look like a, I don't know what the fuck that is.
It just looks like a pipe sticking out of the ground. What the fuck?
Oh shit.
Oh,
She'll go back to bed. Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like a Q, bro.
they're
I hate your
fucking
daughter.
Insane, dude. They're so
I'll
crazy.
smack you.
Okay, let me see. Oh, the government has a cure for cancer and they're hiding it from us.
I could see that though.
I mean, they've been saying about AIDS for like the longest time.
Yeah,
I
but
think
didn't
they
they just carry
transitioned
like
from
the
AIDS to
second or third person? Like,
yeah.
the
There's
COVID?
something about that. They've like I think they might have actually stumbled upon like the actual cure for AIDS
Yeah.
at this point.
Because I think like Magic Johnson, when he's
Unconfirmed.
tested, he doesn't have any like traces of
Yeah,
it.
most
And
people
there's another patient
with the,
on his side.
with like the medications they have now, you can get to such a low point virally
It
that you
doesn't
can't
like,
detect
right,
it.
Yeah.
But now they're saying apparently there's a second person that with the experimental drugs now that has been officially cured. So that's a big step. That's a big thing right there. Yeah, that looks. I don't see a fucking queue at all.
I don't see a queue at all.
They're insane. They're fucking crazy.
They're just,
Okay.
yeah, reaching
Okay.
at that point.
Wait, no. You know what? How about this?
What?
Search up.
From like Google Maps or something? Like
No.
from.
Aerial JFK,
Yeah, right.
aerial view.
Maybe from like the like up there.
Yeah, no.
While you're doing that, some of them also believe that Queen Elizabeth is a shapeshifter, according to what Vladimir Putin said about her.
I mean, I knew Jews are shapeshifters, but I didn't hear about her.
Let's see. Trump feigned his Russian collusion in order to cut them off. Okay, here we go. Obama, Hillary Clinton, George Soros, are all a part of an elite satanic pedophile ring. And also George Bush. Some of the code words that the pedophile...
I feel like George Bush, if he would be in that, it would just be for the fact that he's so dumb he didn't realize what it was. And then he'd just be like awkwardly at the meeting.
Shucks, I didn't even realize that's what we were doing here.
I thought a donkey show was. Yeah, that's what I...
Jeb, get him here.
Oh, I guess
We're sacrificing children while we fuck them. What's it called? So some of the code words that they use for the pedophile cell are pizza, walnut sauce, and Domino's.
So very pizza related.
Yeah, I know, right? Pizza
Maybe
related.
they're just fucking getting pizza. Maybe someone just really likes pizza.
I know, I was thinking the same thing. Like, they're reading into these messages. They're just like, wow, no one likes pizza this much. So, this fucking guy.
Oh my god, what are you pulling up now? More
Okay.
porn?
See, we gave him too much power, and he's
That's
just
what it
abused.
was.
This is what happens with the white man. We give him all this
Oh.
power, and he abuses it. Over here
Goddamn
pulling
white
up
people.
images of Alex Jones.
I'm gonna be on.
Pull up the Alex Jones tranny porn.
Oh, no.
Do you remember that thing?
I never.
Why he lost his show and everything like that?
Wait, he actually lost the show because
I don't think it was because of that, but it was during the process of him losing his show that happened, and he like never addressed it, or he eventually addressed it after pretending like it didn't happen, and then it was clearly like it was a bad lie, and sorry.
Are you good?
Do you think he actually he was watching it?
Oh yeah, it was on his phone. His excuse was
Research.
his excuse. There's a part from his show where he has a caller call in and they ask, "Hey, what was going on about that like tranny porn?" Because that's what it said. It said tranny something. Like not to like belittle trans people, but that's like what it said or whatever. And so basically his reaction was, "What's that?" he like pretended like he didn't hear them at first. Huh? What do you mean? Like,
People do that shit
I love how
live.
he's the guy who like screams everything, and he's just like, "What?" I've never heard him go so low in his life. He's like, "Huh? What do you? Oh, tranny porn?" Like, so they were like, "Yeah, what's going on? You know, the trans porn that everyone saw on your phone?" Because on the show, he opened up his internet tab to show something that he had found, and he had a bunch of tabs open in his browser, and one of the browser tabs said the title of the porn, and people wound up, the internet can find anything. They searched it, they found the actual porn. It is trans porn. And so they were like, "Hey, what's going on with the tranny porn?" Because he didn't address it for like a whole episode or two. And when he finally said something, he was like, "Oh, like when you open up search something on the internet, like tabs just start opening and like
He blamed
things
it
are
on
just
that.
yeah." He blamed it on it being a pop-up of a specific porn video, like a specific porn
Yeah.
video. He blamed a pop-up or something, and nobody fucking bought it. No one did.
I mean, if he's into it, just be like, bro, I'm into
Well,
it.
he's a married man and he's super conservative and stuff. So
True.
his whole thing is about being like an alpha male and stuff like that, alpha conservative. So
Yeah.
that does not sell to that crowd,
That sounds extra alpha to me. He's so alpha he likes dick.
Okay, so
That's pretty alpha. I'm not gonna lie.
Or gay.
You're so straight. You just
according
love dick.
and speaking of Alex Jones, according to him and a lot of members of QAnon, Hillary and Obama are both possessed by demons.
I feel like we're just like an episode of Supernatural.
And they smell like sulfur, according to Alex specifically. He said they're possessed by demons and they smell like sulfur.
So Alex said that both Obama and
And
Hillary
Hillary.
smell like sulfur.
Yeah, and are possessed by demons.
Interesting.
As well as performing satanic rituals and sacrifices on babies and drinking their blood. Apparently, Hillary Clinton drinks baby blood.
Well, if it's to make her look younger, it's not fucking working.
Yeah, apparently it's there's some type of euphoric drug inside their like young genes, and that's what they're using. Like I have no.
Jesus Christ.
They have
cracking them like a glow stick in it.
They're like using human trafficking and stuff like that. So they traffic babies from Haiti, I guess, because it's easier. And they also have
they taste better.
They also have baby farms where they just like grow them. Like I guess. Sort of like that movie with the vampires where they have the blood farms or whatever.
Jesus
So
Christ.
what I'm so confused about is like sometimes he says like the most like craziest things ever.
Who?
Alex Jones.
Okay.
But then like okay, so the one he had the 2 podcasts with or 2 episodes with Joe Rogan. One was about like 3.5, I think. The other one was like 5 hours because it was Eddie Brock.
Eddie Bravo.
Or Bravo. Yeah.
Eddie Bravo, man.
So
Eddie
that
Bravo.
one, which they were both fantastic, but the second one was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
But he spent like an hour talking about what his father, because what his father was in the army or something like that. It was in the military. Had all this experience of different experiments going on and stuff that he went through, and like as he's explaining to Joe Rogan's like, damn, this is crazy. Like, Joe Rogan believes him. But then I hear shit like that, and it just sounds so bizarre. Like,
well, the thing about that is
some things he says makes perfect sense.
Well, so there's two options you got there. Either the fact that is you eventually, like, no matter what it is, eventually you're gonna get something right, no matter how crazy it sounds.
Yeah.
Eventually it's gonna just be right.
that's what it is.
Or the fact is this guy is on
Right
something.
about everything.
No, well, I mean, I guess there is a third option, but that's not. That
What
can't
if
be.
he? I'm just saying.
We should
what
all
if
be
he
watching
was?
Transform right now. Pull some up.
Do not. I think I already gotta fucking do a virus check after we do this podcast because that piece of shit.
Just from you touching the laptop, he's gonna check it for
That's
shit.
why I buy Lysol wipes.
Gotta put condoms over your fucking keyboard.
But
next
tell me,
time.
but like, why is it seem like? Because there's some things I've seen of him where he's talking about it, and it like he has all this proof and everything, but then he talks about other things, and
And he's just
You
nonsense.
want to exit out of that?
What's it
First of all,
called?
what the fuck's your attitude for? Because you said like I was kind of stupid.
No, man. I mean,
Well, you mean you kind of are.
what's it called?
You are R-worded.
You know, you can be right about certain stuff. You can be like completely on the money about something. But Joe Rogan talked about this. You know, he talks about how he likes Alex Jones. He likes him. He thinks he's a good guy and stuff like that. The problem with people who are conspiracy theorists and stuff like that, people who are looking for truths to be vindicated and affirmed, like their own opinions to be right, people who are looking for the government to be keeping these kind of lies and stuff like that, if you search hard enough, you'll find those things, not because it's true, but because you find other things that'll affirm your own beliefs, you know what I mean? And if you're the kind of person that always likes to be a far reacher when it comes to theories and ideas, then you're just going to keep grabbing at stuff. It doesn't mean every once in a while you won't grab something that is true, but most of the time you're going to be grabbing a bunch of nonsense.
I feel like it's very similar to like religion in a sense.
Oh yeah.
Like where, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like you can totally like take away what's it called? You can take things away from religion like good morals and good ideas and stuff like that. But you could learn those without religion, you know what I mean? You don't need them to learn anything like that or anything of the sort. But
I just want to see Jesus doing magic tricks.
I just want to go back in time and see him feed those people with those 2 fish.
They must have been Ethiopian.
Oh wait, let me finish this. Let me finish going.
I have, like,
Ginger-Shawn's
this
gonna head
whole
out
thing.
just a sec.
5 minutes.
Trump.
2020, right?
Another linking thing to Trump to
His polls are going up.
another thing linking Trump to stopping this sex ring, because the whole idea is he's going to stop like all of these bad Democrats who are involved in these evil things. That's his whole purpose. Is he once drank a bottle of Fiji water during a press conference, and Fiji is a huge hub, one of the biggest hubs for human trafficking. So
People
that's
fucking reach so hard with this shit.
dude.
Holy shit.
Okay, let me see. Oh, the phrases "the storm" and "the Great Awakening" are titles used to signify the upcoming supreme justice that will be brought to the supposed committers of these heinous crimes. So they use these things like Donald Trump once said, it's the calm before the storm during like a White House press conference or something like that. They took that as him talking about the storm that's coming, which is him bringing the hammer down on Obama, Hillary, John McCain, which I don't know. John's dead now. Maybe he got him.
You know what we need to do is we need to just find like a random video and then make our own conspiracy theory and just like, see how crazy
see how far it can go. Holy shit!
That'd be fucking funny.
We gotta find the right group of people to appeal to.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like we could just like prove a point about the whole situation where it's
Schmiegel from high school.
Oh my god!
Where'd you fucking go to fucking high school? Middle Earth?
Yeah, right.
Did we not tell you about Schmiegel?
I mean, I know who he is, but
no, the bus.
The bus?
He's this guy that like. Do we want to talk about this though?
Do you have time?
Maybe not right now. No, it's a long story.
What's it called? QAnon has apparently.
So what does it stand for?
I mean, people, I guess, kind of have their own thing, but Q is either a person or a group of people. And
So,
I
but
guess,
it's not like an
anon.
abbreviation.
Anon. Maybe is anonymous. I'm not sure, but
that's what I was thinking.
I couldn't find like a clarity, like a clear, like this is exactly what it means. People keep speculating.
Are they linked up at all with like the actual anonymous people?
No, actually, not anonymous. I think at one point
just
claimed to like they were going to expose them or something like that because some of the QAnon people were. Oh, they also believe that every like mass shooting is a false flag. Like every mass shooting.
No, for real.
They're all false. Like Sandy Hook, all of them. Like they're all.
Oh yeah.
None of them happened. They're all false flags. It's all like a fake narrative. They think Michelle Obama is a man, and she had.
I was gonna ask you. That's where you got that from.
Yeah,
they think Michelle Obama's a man, and that she had Joan Rivers murdered, because Joan Rivers made a joke about her being a man or something like that.
So that's it. That's all you get. One fucking joke. You're dead.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, well, then why wouldn't you kill all the other people that make that fucking stupid ass comment? I don't understand.
Steve from Twitter, knock on his door, fucking.
Oh, this is my favorite part. On multiple occasions, QAnon, they basically denounce like anytime one of their predictions or their claims comes back to be false. The statement that's always made is, well, you got to spread false information to keep the fucking jackals away. Basically, we've got to confuse the other people. Yeah. It's the perfect way to contain your conspiracy theory and make sure it never dies. Is that you're just like, well, we got to confuse the normies so they don't catch on to us too good. They're so up their own asses. It's amazing. I love it. And I just want to ask if you guys are willing to join, because I'm already a card-carrying member.
I'm down.
I mean, why not?
You're already halfway there, my guy.
All right.
You're headed to the rally.
No, but I think we honestly need to do that, where we have just come up with a random conspiracy theory and just like start putting it out there and see how.
Like, you've seen the one with like the artificial snow.
But yeah, I think I read.
Guys, I'm gonna head out. So, do you want to keep going? I can just leave.
We could. We'll just wrap it up because we're almost at the hour mark anyway,
okay.
so we gotta stop it. But yes, I mean, we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Okay.
I mean,
this was a good one. I think we touched upon like everything really well.
No, for sure.
A little bit of sidetracking here and there.
Yeah, it happens. It's gonna keep getting better. We got the new studio now, so hopefully it sounds a lot better.
I wanted to get sidetracked tonight. I wanted to
Seinfeld.
get sidetracked. Yeah,
I love
Seinfeld
Seinfeld.
tonight. Well, because we're doing the other one, the serious one.
Well, yeah, we'll do that for our next podcast.
Yeah.
So we won't say nothing about it, but we did have a plan originally to do two podcasts tonight.
Two things.
Two. I'm speaking Japanese now. Sorry. 2 podcasts tonight, but for some reason, Ginger-Shawn just doesn't know how to fucking drive from point A to point B. So that got postponed. So we just did.
I'm sorry, Apple Maps sent me fucking half an hour away from.
Typical white person blaming someone else.
Sleeps in his car. Fucking
piece of
What are
shit.
you, homeless?
But on that note,
Dude,
we're gonna fucking keep going. Keep got more
tired.
podcasts coming out soon. And hopefully Ginger-Shawn
gets his shit together.
Yeah, doesn't
That'll
fall
never
asleep.
Fucking
happen.
piece of trash.
You go ahead and end it.
And end it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
All right.
Baba
so-
Booey.
No,
We'll see you guys next
I'm
time.
gonna say the final words.
Ginger-Shawn
honestly,
sucks.
Chipotle is good.
No, it's not.
Much better than Taco Bell. Your bandana sucks. Or your bandana. Your
Bandana.
bandana sucks.
Your fucking face sucks.
Your fucking beanie's
Your
stupid as
ethnicity is
hell.
terrible.
Yeah.
Trump 2020, goodbye.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Oh.
I didn't end it yet.